This Keisha is about to tell you something that I've been telling y'all for the longest. She's about to tell you exactly why they're at the bottom. Black men, you would never see Becky, Maria, and Ling Ling as a collective never compete for their men. They compete for their guys. Don't matter if they're average earners, above average earners, they compete for those guys. They know in order to get a husband, they got to put in some work. When it comes to you, they don't put in any work at all. The Keishas don't put in no work for you at all. Because they think you are just something free. They don't have to do anything. You're free. They don't have to, put nothing on the line. They don't have to sacrifice anything. You're just free. Listen to this.
It didn't go well. It actually was kind of catastrophic for me. I will tell you.
And this is a single mixer fail. All right. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. Hold on.
Why? I learned that I am just not competitive enough to go to these singles mixers. I'm just not. So like I said, this was my first time going by myself. Normally I have my friend there as like a wing woman and a buffer, and that really helps me. But I am generally so anxious. Like it's just how I am. Like I can control it, but I'm just a very nervous person. So they had like these tables set up where people can like play card games, and I was at the table playing this game, and this guy comes and I thought he was so cute. For context, it's very rare that I see someone in person that's like, oh my god, like you're really cute. He was even standing next to me while we were playing the card game. We had light conversation, intro, my name is blah 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 blah. But then two other girls showed up that were like really bubbly and outgoing, and they started talking, and then it just progressed from there. And it got so bad, when I say bad I mean good for them, that at some point I was just like, okay, I lost that one. And I did talk to some other guys there, and it was cool, like very cool, friendly conversation, but it didn't really go much further than that. It was always like a one-off, hi, my name is blah blah blah. And I understand that like flirting and like getting to know new people is a skill, and I'm gonna have to just keep trying it. But I also don't like the feeling of like competing. It felt really competitive to me, because when you're in a social setting like a singles mixer where people are there for like common reasons, it becomes really apparent what like the stock is, like the food chain, you know what I mean? Like they're always going to be the hot items, the people that everybody wants to talk to. And if you fall outside of that list, you really have to know how to be a good conversationalist. And when I'm by myself, I'm not. And it's just an L that I had to take. But y'all, I left feeling so defeated, because I was like, oh my god, I had so much steam. I was so excited to just go out there and push myself, and I did not. I felt like I let myself down. Like I didn't feel good at the end of it. I felt like I was a loser.
Bums.
Now let's just go through. You heard the clip. Now let's just break this clip down, right? So it's very telling.
It didn't go well. It actually was kind of catastrophic for me. I will tell you why. I learned that I am just not competitive enough to go to these singles mixers. I'm just not. So like I said, this was my first time going by myself. Normally I have my friend there as like a wing woman and a...
Now, when she said normally she would have a friend, she means normally she would have her friend there where she would just talk to her friend and nobody else. They just be there talking to each other. Remember the bubble I was telling y'all about? They bring their friends to a mixer, which don't make any sense at all. You looking for a man, you going to a mixer with a friend. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? Because if you meet somebody right? What are you going to do? You're going to leave your friend. You're going to tell your friends, step off while you talk to this guy. No, your friend is going to be standing right there while you're trying to have a discussion or a conversation or some sort of dialogue with whatever guy that you sparks your interest. So how is that going to work? It's not going to work. You usually bring your friend just so you could just talk to your friend and just hope that a dude would casually walk up to you and interrupt you two and ask you out on a date or ask to speak to you, and that nobody's approaching y'all. You got to shoot your shot. Those days are done. Y'all done called dudes creeps, lurkers, all kind of stuff, stalkers, for walking up to y'all in clubs, lounges, social settings. So they're not doing it anymore. So, and also, with her saying that she don't want to be competitive, she's not competitive. She don't want to be rejected. She don't want to be rejected. That's what I'm saying. Dudes, if a dude get rejected 19 times out of 20, but got one accept, like he was able to get one chick out of 20 times. 20 times he asked the chick out, all 19 said no except one. It's a good day for him. Because he don't care about those 19 rejections. They just slide right off of him. He got one. They can't take rejection. One rejection and they go haywire. So she's not willing to compete because she don't want to get rejected. And she's been rejected before. Let's go.
Woman and a buffer, and that really helps me.
But buffer,
I am generally so anxious. Like that's just
it's
just how I am.
No,
I can control it.
No, it ain't that.
But I'm just a very nervous person. So
no, it ain't that either.
These tables set up where people can play card games, and I was at the table playing this game, and this guy comes, and I thought he was so cute. For context, it's very rare that I see someone in person that's like, oh my god, you're really cute. He was even.
Why is that for context? What does that have to do with anything? So she's trying to say that she's just so bad, right? She's a baddie to the point she don't look at other guys and think that they're appealing. So this one time there's a guy there that's appealing and she normally don't feel that way. Why? Why are you telling us that? She's trying to say that normally this guy, right? Normally a guy walks by, she's not even interested. Normally a guy walks by, she's not even trying to talk to him. It's just this one guy to make it seem like she don't normally go chasing after guys. It was just this one guy that she thought she was interested in to make it look like she's not thirsty. We don't care. Nobody cares. We already know what it is. You're not bad. You're not fine. You're average to below average. Average with the makeup on, take the makeup off, below average. So to tell us that is to make it seem like she's on, she's a 6 or a 7 or 8. No. 4 to 5. Some guys may even say 3. I give her 3.5. The makeup on 4.5. So you saying that this is the one time that you thought a guy was appealing? Well, why? You're not fly. You're not hot. What was that for? Anyway, let's go. Let's go.
even standing next to me while we were playing the card game. We had light conversation, intro, my name is blah, 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 blah. But then two other girls showed up that were like really bubbly and outgoing, and they started talking, and then it just progressed from there. And it got so bad, and when I say bad, I mean good for them, that at some point I was just like, okay, I lost that one. And I did talk.
You never had a chance. It's not about losing. He wasn't checking for you. You know why he wasn't checking for you? Number one, you said it. They were bubbly, outgoing. Those days are done where a dude is dealing with attitude. Those days are done where the dude is dealing with a chick that pretends like she's not into him or she don't want to talk to him, and he thinks and she wants him to talk to her because she think that being mean or being uninterested is sexy or appealing. Or no. If you're not outgoing, if you're not saying anything to him, if you're not giving him any signals that you're into him, those days are done. So you were sitting there pretending like you weren't into the guy, and you was hoping that he would walk past you, talk to you, and then after that tell you, yeah, let's turn this into a date. No, he went with the other women that were interested in him. You didn't have a chance. Because when he walked past, you should have said something. Oh, but you're not competitive, right?
Talked to some other guys there, and it was cool, like very cool, friendly conversation, but it didn't really go much further than that. It was always like a one-off, hi, my name is blah blah blah. And I understand that like flirting and like getting to know new people is a skill, and I'm gonna have to just keep trying it. But I also don't like the feeling of like competing. It felt really competitive to me, because when
that's right, competing. Y'all don't compete. And I'm going to tell you why they don't compete, black men. Because they can't. They can't compete with Becky. They can't compete with Ling Ling. They can't compete with Maria. They can't. They can't. They just can't. Black men are tired of all the makeup, the attitude, the wigs, the all those attachments, the lashes, the nails, the big backs. You just can't compete. You can't. Ask the average black guy what it's like if dating, dating outside of what he used to date, which is Keisha's. Ask him what it's like. He'll tell you it's pleasant. It's nice. It's welcoming. You can't compete with that. You can't compete with a guy who wants a smile, who wants, cooperation, who wants to be with a woman that actually likes him. You can't compete with that. Becky, Maria, they have their real hair. They don't have to spend, hundreds of dollars on wigs and weaves and all that. Don't have to go to the bathroom and just see a wig in the sink dancing. You can't compete with that. Black men are done with that. It's no more of that. You can't compete. You don't want to compete because you can't compete. I saw a clip, right? I saw a clip where Akeisha was arguing with some dude, right? And he called her, he said, hey, I'm not interested in you because You're big. You know what she said? You know what she said? I'm not big. I weigh 198 pounds. Oh, y'all think I'm playing? Ah, you thought I was going to have the clip, right? Here's the clip right here. Listen to this right here.
No, I'm telling niggas how I met your fat ass. That's
You
what
keep
it has
calling me
everything to do with
fat.
it.
I weigh
Because you're fat.
198 pounds.
Boy.
198 pounds. Mind you, this Keisha's like 5'5", 5'6". That's the reason why they can't compete. That's the reason why they can't compete. These are just two people arguing about who was checking for who, and he said that he wasn't checking for her because she was a big back, and her response is she only weighs 198 pounds. Are you kidding me? That's why they can't compete. I'm going to show you another reason why they can't compete. Look at the first comment on her video. And she put she hearted that video, that comment. Excuse me. She hearted that comment. It feels like begging. That's why they can't compete. That's why they can't compete. See, you're the one that's supposed to beg, black men. You're supposed to, constantly chase them, hound them. You constantly got to hit them up. You got to be the thirstiest dude out there in order to get a semblance of a response. This is what you're supposed to be the one begging. They don't like that they in that position now where they feel like they're begging. Becky, you don't see Becky saying this. You don't see Maria saying this. You don't see Ling Ling saying this as a collective. I'm talking about as a collective. They don't look at it as begging. They look at it as preparing for the future. They look at it as building a future. They look at it as they're not trying to be single mothers out here. They look at it as they're trying to give their children the best of both worlds. Yeah, because they understand if they want to have a life with a man, they're going to build with him. They're going to eventually have children. If they trying to be in a relationship and get married, they're going to eventually. So begging is not in their repertoire when it comes to going for men. They don't care. Even if they feel like that's the option to go, even if they say, hey, they're going to go out there and beg, they don't care. As long as they get the guy. They don't care. And you know what that means? It feels like begging. You know what that means? What they mean by that? They mean that the women that are actually out there who don't care about begging, they call them pick-me's. It feels like begging because you have to shoot your shot now because nobody's checking for y'all. Nobody.
Vamos.